Hey folks, the Desert Artist here. I'm here back in the shop. Yeah, you always get sidetracked when you're an artist, right? You find something that you do, and then you find something else that goes to something else, and then you get sidetracked with that one main piece that you were going to do, and well, things happened, and there was never enough time for me to actually turn on the camera and record what I was doing because, well, you know, I mean, it takes to create this monster, it takes a lot of time. There's a lot of figuring out what piece would go there, and well, that's really kind of boring stuff for a video. So I'm really kind of horrible at doing a real time or a time lapse because you get a phone call here, and a cat wants to be petted right here. So, you know, and then you're looking for a piece and a part, and you're seeing if it works, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't. If it does, it does. But you want to keep it because it's cool, so you can use it somewhere else, and you end up with a big pile on your desk with your screwdrivers and tools and knives and ideas and things that, and I've got four different sculptures going now that are, I don't know whether to incorporate them into this one, which I'm going to give you like a short short tour of. No, it's not going to be a short tour. I'm sorry. I've got a lot going on here, and I don't know exactly. I just saw something else. Let me see if I can take this camera off here and show you what I'm doing. Ah, wowee! Ah! Okay, here we go. Wow, okay. Now, let's see. Yeah, now, if you guys remember this is my, this is SpongeBob, the SpongeBob guy, remember? You remember him? This was, SpongeBob was the guy I took first place for at the art fair at the VA, and so I have redone him. I took off his hat. His hat was his most notable piece there, as it went in place of this guy who I have put up here. You can see his little eyes here. I put a little lens in there for his mouth because it kind of, when you walk by, it gives movement so to whatever's behind it, and a nice lensatic effect. It draws attention to the eye. I put these little doohickeys on here for his hands, and I had these beads hanging around, and they were already tied to this copper wire, and instead of taking it apart and doing this or that, I just figure I'll just throw them in there. So now he has antennas, and his hands also have little balls on them, I guess. These little hands here are the connector electrodes that went into the mechanical adding machine, and as it clicked by, it snapped the electrodes to where it would make it move. So that's how it did the addition. And I have a bunch of these, and I thought they made great little hands here, you know. Because I'm doing this guy in two different directions. Here's his cooler switch here. He's singing. I put a microphone here, which is actually a real microphone that came off of a video camera, and I put that in front of his mouth here, so he's like singing and playing his guitar. Here, let me get his hand out of the way and play his guitar, and I tied that directly to the base where the little copper thing is. I bent it up to hold the microphone on there, and the wires, I don't know what I'm going to do with those yet. They're still kind of hanging free. This guy's fully mobile here. He's fully posable. so he can do a multitude of things with just that one arm. I kind of did a hard mount on the lens here for the eye. It kind of gives a nice, I painted the eyes blue, so you can see there. And this guy up here, his eyes are also blue. I put some, I think these are capacitors. I bought these at an auction. A whole bunch of electrical stuff. That's another video that maybe I've done, maybe I haven't even uploaded yet. I don't know. This hat is probably going to go to another sculpture, maybe to this guy down here. The nice thing I like about this guy is his eyeballs follow you no matter where you go. His eyeballs are always watching you. Isn't that pretty cool, huh? Oh, there's the cat, always in the way. So these are off that adding machine also. I had two adding machines, so I ended up with two pieces. Oh, look, I went to the emergency room yesterday. I cut myself with a big piece of sheet tin, and it went right down to the bone and just filleted off that piece of meat right there. I called 7 stitches and the nurse put in 12. I don't know, it probably could have, she probably did good. She did a good job. She was really slapping them in there. We'll see how it turns out. She kind of freaked when she asked me what my pain level was. I told her 3, maybe a 4. She thought that was interesting. So anyway, I did that while I was mowing the lawn. So I had to get that taken care of last night. Now this guy here, I have also taken off. He had a little hinge here that went with his little monocle, which is around here somewhere, and I replaced it with this. I believe this actually reads the lens from the video camera and inputs it in through this chip here, and that's what feeds the color and the diagnostics and everything for your video camera. So I took that out there because he's got his lens here and he's got a little wire going up here. Maybe I'll connect that in there somewhere. His arm here is still fully functional. I attached this little springy doohickey here. His arm, I can take his arm off and this all moves around. This is all posable. I put this door stop down here so that when I do remove his hand from here, it will stop right here, instead of going down and hanging down on the ground like it did before. So it actually has a stop and a purpose, and plus there's also a hole here in which you can attach something else if need be. That can probably be tightened up, that little nut there, for, well, it can be moved, okay? Just like about everything in this sculpture can be moved and be utilized somehow. I have put them together. I don't know exactly what they're going to do yet, and I know people are going to ask me, what do they do? Well, whatever you want them to do. So right now they're just attachments, right? Because if we don't know what we're going to do with it, we got to have a foundation to start an idea. So, and if you have alternate parts, because I have these parts here, and I have more alternate parts down there and over there and down there. I think that's going to make good hair, all those nice colors. And I've got more over there, and then more up here. And in these shelves here, I've got more things that can be applied. But right now we're just going to go with the structure and fill it in with whatever we can and work towards something. Where I'm at now is I have this fork here, and I had this one hanging around that was already bent to shape for a hand. I think he went on another sculpture. Anyway, so I was able to put him on the end of this big brass thing that's actually attached to the clock, and I couldn't remove it, and there's two of them here. As what I've done, I put this is, I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet, because once again we have to start with an idea, a foundation to get an idea, which means everything has to mesh in order for it to blend. So you may not see what you want in the beginning, but you end up just keep adding stuff, and eventually everything will blend together. So these are all these movements that I have here are things that can be removed if need be. But for the time being, I know where they are, and I know that there's a possibility that this can be some sort of a musical attachment here that I'm working on. And I don't know what I'm doing here. I got it hooked up with a little spring action right here. And so I need to attach something with this hole. I need to come out of this hole with a 90 degree so I can come out of here to be able to use this arm here to be able to use this arm in order to be able to have play action with the mobility. You see where there's two actions, then you can centralize the focus in on that one thing here, and if need be you can extend out from there. Now I found this little screw here yesterday that fit right in there. I put it in my impact wrench, slipped right on in there, and I had this weird piece of metal here, and I put in these two copper beads, and and this kind of looks like a mouth, kind of looking like he's screaming, like it, ah, look out, ah. He's always the paranoid guy, right? So, and I have this little attachment thing right up here that I can attach something to. Don't know what it is. It can remain blank for all I care, but it is an option. I got a nice little play action on the switch up here. The hair is fully posable if need be. It's a hard mount on the hat. The mustache is movable. Hard mount on the mouth and the eyes is pretty much fixated there. Now these little eyes here, these can be removed, but I put those in there because I had those copper beads and they just slap right on there. I put fingernail polish in there so as to like tie it all together and give it some substance. And I can decorate that thing. Maybe I could put some little teeth in there with some seed beads or something. I don't know. So he's like gritting his teeth. So that's where I'm at for right now. Now this nice thing I like about this guy here is you can see him from both sides. Okay. So so I'm going to attach something here for his nose, but you notice I dilated the eyes on this side, and on the other side they're all really tiny. So I wanted to give some sort of a ambience of the dark and the light, and one being tripping on drugs and one being sober. I don't know. And he looks like he's a drummer or some sort of magic dude. He's got all these swirls of wire here that looks like smoke or maybe lines of electronic flux. Maybe he's the disconnected demon with his little claws of wire here. I don't know, but there you go. That's where I'm at. I don't think there's anything else to explain on this one. I'm pretty much still in the transitory phase of, you know, doing what I can do. Again, remember, we're just doing a foundation. Now look at this. You see this play action we have right here? Right? Oh, yeah. What does that look like right there? That looks like kind of maybe a horse's head or something. What do you think? You know? A reindeer? Maybe have Santa Claus on the other end? I don't know. Hey, we're artists, we're crazy, we're allowed to think all kinds of weird stuff, right? So here we have this nice play action, this beautiful piece of sculpture material here, and we like the way that it swings. It's got that dual action, that tripod action. You see that going on right there? Oh yeah, look at that. We can put a spring in right over there, right? So it can have some more ease of mobility. Maybe if we put that on a camshaft down here, we can have this move up and down. If we put a motor on it, it would do like a little circle jig, and it would be like yo giddy up, Rudolph, get her done. So okay, so there's an idea there. I got this other. Oh, I showed you that guy already. I got this cool piece here. I don't know what I'm going to do with this here. This is, I can maybe do a robot like pole dancer, like a robot pole dancer. We got to start out with the foundation, right? So we've got some nice gears here. We've got a nice bar, nice patina on it. We like to have that grease on there. I don't want to mar that up and get it all over on my fingers. I like to keep the original, everything original. I don't want to clean anything up. All that nasty dirt in there, well, I might get that. I might take that out with a toothbrush or something. So here we are. We got lots of action on this little piece of metal right here. I don't know what we're going to do with it yet, and that's a whole nother project. But I did come across this other one that's pretty cool. Let me see what I got here. This is the guitar action I was working on for the other dude here, right? And this was before. Let me turn him around here. Now I put this on here because I thought, well, there's probably no other place I'm ever going to be able to use it, unless it was a hat or something. And this was the action of the guitar that I had, that I was kind of thinking of putting on this guy in place of this. And of course, this piece came into my hands after I had made this piece. And the attachment here was, this back here has a little grippy, like a little tooth type thing and I wired it with some aluminum wire down there to give it some ease of movement and stability. So I have the action here with a little bit of play that's inside here, but I also have the stability of it being tied because it's all wired together with that nice white wire. So here we have these actions I described earlier. This is where that goes, and it can still go there. I don't know yet. It's one of those things that it's like, what's the better option? Of course, then you got to make an option. So, but here's the other one I got. I'm gonna look at this one. What does this one look like? Yeah, that looks like Stewie, doesn't it? The Family Guy. That looks like a steampunk Stewie. Yeah. Put even a cowboy hat on him there. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Steampunk Stewie right there. Okay, that's our next one. Oh boy. Ah, this stuff. Alright, well. There you go. This is a desert artist. I'm out of here. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for